Good morning, America. Show. Looking forward to a nice, fun, enjoyable stream today. Lots of stuff on the news, lots of stuff to cover. So we'll wait for a few people to get in here and we'll start the discussion. As usual. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually see all of my stats up there. I wish YouTube would let you move that around. And again, there's a lot of stuff that I wish YouTube would do with this little mobile streaming application. Oh, beautiful day. It's Friday the 13th. I don't have any superstitions about that kind of thing, but I hear other people do. Let's set the chat up real quick while I'm thinking about it. Set it to all messages. That'll help. That'll help me see people's messages when they start coming in, even if they're a little untoward. But yeah, got all kinds of things going on. Trump issued some executive orders regarding elections, and those have been challenged in the courts. However, Trump appealed them, and now those appeals courts have actually sided with Trump. So now we're looking at maybe Trump is going to be able to stop states from counting mail-in ballots that have been received after the election, which is shitty because the rule used to be, and the rule is supposed to be, as long as it's postmarked before the election, it's supposed to be counted. And the reason for that is because the Postal Service cannot always be 100% reliable. And so sometimes you will send something through the mail and it won't get to its destination for fucking 2 weeks, when normally it should take 2 days or 3 days or whatever. And because of that, shaky reliability, it's important for these states to be able to continue counting ballots even after the election day, as long as they've been postmarked by the right date. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that shapes out, because there's nothing in the Constitution that gives the president the right to determine rules for elections. That's supposed to be something states handle. In fact, there's supposed to be a lot of things that the states handle, but executive power was massively expanded. The power of the presidency was massively expanded during the reign of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And on the one hand, I really like FDR for a lot of the things that he did. I think he was a really good president in terms of saving the country and getting us oriented in the right direction, keeping us from being swept under fascism or something like that. But he did establish the unfortunate precedent of executive power being, pretty powerful here in America. Are you on Discord? I have a Discord server, yeah. Perseus, would you mind posting the link for the Discord? An appeal to heaven? What's an appeal to heaven? Did I make an appeal to heaven? Oh, you were saying me. Yeah, no, I guess I did. Yeah, I am kind of appealing to heaven, because, Lord knows none of us are apparently going to rise up and stop it. No, I guess that's not true. LA is rising up and trying to stop it, and a few other cities are too. Like the protests that have been happening in LA are slowly starting to spread across the rest of the country. Larger cities all over the United States are starting to see big protest movements right now in response to these ICE raids and in response to Trump's authoritarian tendencies in general. But we'll see. We'll just have to see how that shapes out. I really do believe a genuinely united mass movement standing in solidarity with one another could approach and take back some of that power. But I think that unless we do that, our chances of meaningfully changing the direction that things are going as far as Trump goes, pretty slim. So my best bet is to make an appeal to heaven. So yeah, my mod Perseus just posted the Discord link. If any of you guys want to join the community Discord where we hang out sometimes, and honestly, the main reason I don't hang out in there much right now is just because there aren't that many people in there. But there's like 15 or so people that are members of the Discord. And if you want to join up that Discord, the link is in the description. No, not the description, but it's the pinned comment as of right now. There we go. So yeah. But yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? These are chat interactive streams, so I come on here. I've got a few things in mind that I want to talk about, a few things in mind that I'll bring up, a few things in mind that I feel like would make good conversation topics, and I put those in the title. But it's up to you guys to ask interesting questions about those things. So, hit me with it. Misery loves company and dresses, huh? What? What makes you think I'm miserable? I think that you might be projecting your own insecurities and your own failings and your mental health onto me, my friend, because I am a pretty happy person in general. I definitely have miserable times. Like, if you want to see me being miserable, go watch the stream. Bad stream, don't watch. I kept it on my channel specifically for moments like this. It's an example of me being really morose and mopey and shit. I'm not like that right now. I'm in a pretty good mood. Do you play video games? I downloaded Marvel Rivals, but every time I've tried to play it, I've had to update it. Literally, like I'll go to play it, and then it needs another update. So, but maybe I might get into some Marvel Rivals today. I do play some video games, but I'm not like obsessed with it the way some people are. It's not like a major part of my day. Like I'll go 2 weeks and not touch a single game. Yeah, I know potentially inappropriate messages are held for review. Just let me see it. You can't see my dick, but nice try. You want me to put a different pair of pants on? How about you come make me put a different pair of pants on, bitch? Leave your insecurity to yourself. I can't help it that I, as a woman, have more meat than you do as a man. What's up? Not much. Not much. I mean, actually, there's a lot up as far as like the news goes, as far as my personal life goes, as far as me, individual as a person goes, not much. But, as far as the U.S. government goes, and as far as the world in general kind of goes, there's a whole lot going on right now. Israel just struck Iran, which has been something that everybody's been afraid of and worried about for a while, but now it's actually happened. So let's see how this turns out, because the Palestinian people, the Palestinian people don't have much power, but the Iranian people, not so motherfucking much. Iran is its own country. Iran is a country. Not only that, but this is just a return to Cold War era politics of proxy war, because what we're about to see is whatever country is backing Iran, and there's going to be a country backing Iran. Whatever country is backing Iran is going to be sending troops to fight our troops that we're going to send to back Israel to fight Iran. And so we are in the midst of a new Cold War. We're in the midst of a new fucking proxy war, thanks to this strike on Iran by Israel. A completely avoidable war that young men and women in America are going to be shipped overseas to fight in and die in for no reason other than what's his face's ego. I don't even remember his name, Netanyahu or whatever. So we're spouting BS now. You do not have more meat than me, buddy. Well, you're not the one who pointed out the meat either. So maybe you do. this dude needs help ranting about bullshit. Man, there's 70 people sitting around listening to someone rant about bullshit. Don't you wish you could be in that position? Man, you are intensely jealous, aren't you? Tell you what, don't be jealous. Be a participant. Can we get rid of this spammer? Can someone fucking do away with his dumb ass? Ay. Laughing at? It doesn't matter. I bet you would suck 1,000,000 dicks to have 72 people sitting around laughing at you. You would suck 1,000,000 dicks to be a monetized YouTuber that has 70 people sitting around watching them. You'd suck a fucking dick. What's the fucking what's that line? Damn it, I can't remember the line from Killshot. There's a really good line from Killshot that would be apt here, but I can't remember it. Oh yeah, you would suck a fucking dick to fucking be me for a second. Lick a ball sack to gut on my channel. Give your life to be a solidified. This motherfucking shit is like Rambo when he's out of bullets, but what good is a fucking machine gun when it's out of ammo? Had enough of this tatted up mumble rapper. How the fucking him and I battle? He'll have to fuck him in my sandals. I'll give him my flannel because he knows as long as I'm shady, he's gonna have to live in my shadow. This is bullshit. How about you try your best and apply every single one of the brain cells, the few brain cells you've got left in your head, how about you combine them all together and try genuinely for 1 second to make a comment that is worthy of responding to, because I have ennobled you with far too much attention by reading that comment. Hey Phoebe, what's your favorite strain? Oh man, that's a hard one. Blue Dream probably, but I also have a big deep appreciation for Pineapple Express. Combine your lung cells, you can breathe, bro. Isn't that crazy? Bro, just because you're 12 and can't buy cigarettes yet doesn't mean I can't. I think you're confusing people. Man, I really wish that you would learn how to spell, because that would make your comment easier to read. I think you're confusing people that like to cringe now and then with having fans. Oh, well, sure. Yeah, that's the fucking thing. That's the fucking thing, is like, everybody gets a cringe from somebody. What to me is a deep personal hero is to you a cringe master. What to you is a cringe master might be a deep personal hero for me, and what to you is a deep personal hero might be totally cringy for me, you know? Like, I find Donald Trump to be one of the most cringy motherfuckers that's ever lived. Look at how many people like his dumbass, you know? Like, a third of the country is addicted to the fucking big orange piece of shit. So, takes all kinds of kinds. Went from 70 to 43. 43 more people than you got listening to you, bud. What's the difference between gay and queer? Usually when people say gay, they're referring specifically to gay cis men or gay trans men, but they're referring to a man who only likes other men in terms of romantic or sexual attraction. That's typically what people think of when they mean gay. Usually gay is referred to, but the problem is, right, queer is supposed to be the overall broad umbrella term, but amongst older queer people, gay is a more common umbrella term because queer is seen as more of a slur, whereas people that are closer to my age usually see queer as, like, we've reclaimed it in a lot of ways. So usually when we say queer, we mean it in a sense of like all gay people in general, but as used in that sentence, gay can also mean the entire gay community. Donald Trump is better, that I would vote for instead of you. Bro, I would never run for the fucking U.S. presidency because I have the fucking, like I have enough foresight to know that that's just a position where you get fucking scuttled. If you are a progressive and you come into the presidency, I really do believe that they take you to a secretive room somewhere in the White House and they show you the Kennedy tape, the real Kennedy tape. Here's what actually happened to John Fitzgerald Kennedy. And then you're told, you start doing too many fucking big moves like that, you're on the chopping block too. So I would never. Lower text happens to me often because English isn't my first language and autocorrect tries to correct a German. That does suck. Yeah. I've been learning Spanish, and every so often I'll try to type a sentence out in Spanish, and it'll do the same fucking thing. So that can be annoying. I really wish I wasn't on the same side as cancer stick lovers. I mean, one of these days you will get old enough to realize that cancer stick lovers is just another way to demean people who have fallen prey to an addiction that's just ambient in our society. Like, the fact that I've ended up addicted to nicotine cannot be separated from the fact that I grew up in a society where cigarettes are seen as cool. Now, maybe you didn't. Maybe if you're 14 or 15, you didn't grow up in a society like that. But me, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm like 10, 12 years older than you. And I grew up in a world where there was still a lot of media attention that was positive towards cigarettes. It was like the anti-cigarette movement was seen as so fucking cringy. Anti-cig media was seen as, anti-tobacco media in general was seen as so fucking cringy. All the way up until like the last 10 years. So your cig addiction has nothing to do with personal choice? Did I say that? How about you do this? How about you listen to what I say and you ask about that? Because I never said it has nothing to do with personal choice. Can I guess your age and you tell me higher or lower? Sure. 27? Oh, man, that's actually really close. Lower. You're actively proving that your addiction is a personal choice since you're fully aware of the corporations and how they manipulate. That doesn't mean that I've got any more ability to put it down and not be persuaded by it, by the siren call of it, any more than anyone else, though. Have you actually recovered from addiction? Because if you've never gone through the process of quitting cigarettes, if you've never gone through the process of quitting a certain drug, then it can be kind of hard for me to take you seriously on a position like this, because it strikes me as incredibly judgmental, and usually it comes from people that have never had to do it. Bro, I quit meth and opiates cold turkey. Doubt. Even if you did, so because you did, that means everyone should? Usain Bolt can run 25 miles an hour. Should I be able to run 25 miles an hour? Can you run 25 miles an hour? What are you doing in my feed? I don't know, but if you don't like it, there's a very simple solution. Scroll up, bitch. Ain't nobody got you chained to this content, okay? Listen, sis, if you don't like it, there's a very easy solution. Put your big old monkey thumb on the bottom of the screen, press the button, and scroll up. There's no rehab for cigarettes, bro. When I eventually quit cigarettes, it'll probably be through patches or gum. There's actually something that was recommended to me the other day from somebody that I really trust in these matters, who said Zen can be like a good way to, like a good tobacco cessation aid. So I'm gonna look into Zens. But as far as the weed goes, I'm sorry, you're not gonna talk me out of that one. You can have whatever relationship you want to with the substances in your life. As long as you afford me that freedom, I really don't care. See, because I'm never going to try and talk you out of smoking whatever it is you're smoking. I'm never going to try and talk you out of drinking your coffee. I'm never going to try and talk you out of watching your TV endlessly or scrolling YouTube shorts endlessly. But people always feel the need to try and talk me out of my vices. It's a hypocrisy that is omnipresent through this society, and I'm sick to death of it. What the fuck is wrong with your hair? I just haven't trimmed it in a while. Honestly, though, I think it looks better now than it has in a few days. Coffee doesn't give you cancer. Caffeine is not a carcinogen? Caffeine's not a carcinogen? News to me. Why are you racist? I'm not. I mean, I'm sure I have some racist tendencies that come as a result of my growing up in fucking Mississippi. You know, I grew up in a pretty racist place. I grew up with, my parents weren't prejudiced, and my siblings weren't prejudiced, but my grandma could be kind of prejudiced sometimes. And in that, like, good-hearted Southern way where she didn't really think she was being prejudiced, it would have been considered a very progressive attitude in the 50s or 60s. But, you know, by the 2000s, it had very much soured and turned into like, oh, that sounds kind of weird compared to how my parents talk about black people, you know? But no. In fact, I think there's a few races I like more than my own. If anything, I'm a race traitor. I like Mexicans on the whole a whole lot better than I like white people. You're speaking facts? Thanks. Theys is what I'm challenging. You use deflection to justify your faults and make excuses for them. I really don't give a shit what you fucking think about my failures, bro. I could give less of a fuck. You want to go rant at somebody else about their smoking habits? Go ahead. You ain't talking me out of it. I don't give a shit what you think about me because of it. I'm never going to give a fuck what you think of me because of it. And there are 89 people in here, no, 116 people in here listening to me, despite the fact that I smoke and vape. So if you don't like it, scroll the fuck up or get banned. Yep, get banned. Motherfucker just never learned how to read the room. Grow up and stop trying to control everyone else. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Candy Flip. Grow the fuck up. Learn to not be a 12-year-old, even if you are. If you're going to engage with an adult environment, because I fucking put, this is not for kids when I start these streams. So if you can't learn how to function like a fucking adult in adult environments, don't fucking participate in them. Because I'm not here to be told how to live like you're my fucking mom. You ain't. You ain't my mama. You ain't my daddy. You ain't my fucking partner. So fuck off, bitch. The stream isn't very ladylike. I know. It's so unladylike to have strong positions and to defend yourself honorably, isn't it? It's so fucking unladylike to stand strong against someone who's trying to be like a controlling, narcissistic asshole. So unladylike. I got news for you. The women in my life were strong, independent women that stood up for personal oppression and public oppression and annoying ass dumbasses. I'm sorry that the only women you ever got to experience in your life were demure, soft-spoken, like blonde-haired, blue-eyed Christian ladies. But I got news for you. There is way more to womanhood than the narrow-minded idea that you've come away with because you were raised in a fundamentalist household. This man is having a crash out over a vape. Number one, I'm not a van. A van. I combine vape and man. Anyway, number one, I'm not a man. And number two, my vape is not the fucking topic of this conversation. And you have approximately one more chance to prove yourself worthy of remaining in here. There's more than your geek bar? Yep. And you can find out what those other things are in complete and utter silence. Here, I'm going to do something to make it a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to change it to subscribers mode. That'll help a little bit, just to slow it down a little. Because right now, it's getting kind of hard to focus on any one comment, because there's so much going on. There we go. Here, dude, I'm really not. I'm sorry that you are so fucking opposed to trans people because you were raised in a household that fucking demanded gender conformity of you. I'm sorry that you weren't raised around empathetic and kind people that taught you how to, find camaraderie. That's the word I'm looking for. How to find camaraderie and solidarity with regular working class people like you that happen to present a different way. But that is not my problem to educate you on. It is not my duty to make sure that you come away from our interaction not being a bigot. But I do feel bad for you. I do feel bad for you. And I would like to talk you out of that sort of thing. But I feel like it's probably just driven out of a sense of despondent hate that probably doesn't have much to do with trans people. I bet if you really thought about it, there are a million more things that you're angry at that aren't trans people. But that's the only thing you're going to bring up with me because I'm trans and because you think you can get to me. What you don't know is that I'm more narcissistic than any of you, and my ego is way too fucking fortified to be triggered by your small-minded bullshit. I'm just good at responding to it. I'm good at playing up the anger when I need to, but I've been pretty calm throughout this interaction. I really feel like the main problem is just that I don't voice train. I feel like if I did, people would be a lot more forgiving of the fact that I'm not like super conventionally attractive from every angle. Although I will say this is a particularly bad angle for me. I wonder if there's any way I can fix it. Because maybe if I lift it up a little bit, I need to F-gas it a little. I'll admit it. That's what needs to happen. I need to F-gas it. Here we go. Ow, that hurt. Oh yeah, that's way better. That's a little better. It's not the best thing ever, but it's better. I feel like something must have went wrong when I switched chats. Okay, yeah. There we go. I'm sorry. I wasn't seeing any of you guys' chats because my phone stopped displaying the fucking new chats for some reason. So I have corrected that, and now I can see you guys again. Do you work? I am between jobs right now, but I might be transitioning into like being a stay-at-home parent, and my partner is going to be going back to work. We're just waiting for them to hear back from an interview that they did, which went well. We just need to hear back from it, But if that happens, I'll be a homemaker, I guess, and I'll be working around the homestead. So I'll be working, but I won't necessarily be working a 9 to 5, and I'll be doing this, which is a form of income as well. So, how many kids do you have? I just have a son. One. What a creepy question to ask. I feel like I should stop answering questions like that. That just struck me as immediately creepy, like a shiver went down my spine when I answered that question. XY chromosome, by the way? Not necessarily. I've got some symptoms of Klinefelter's disease. I could very well have, I'm not saying I necessarily do, I don't believe in self-diagnosis, but I'm just saying it would not shock me if I had some more genetic testing done and found out that I actually have 2 X chromosomes and a Y chromosome, which I think is the arrangement if you're Klinefelter's. You seem mega smart. No, I'm a moron. The difference between me and the people that are shitting on me in chat is that I'm a little better at talking than them. Yeah, and not even that much better because I just stumbled over my words right then, right? I'm better at talking than they are, and I read shit. I read shit and I know how to tell what I should believe and what I shouldn't believe, right? And that will get you farther than any fucking thing else. I make a shit ton of dumb decisions. Like, people were talking all kinds of shit about how I'm, defending my nicotine addiction and everything. But, like, I don't. And here's an example of that. I make all kinds of dumb decisions. Like this. I don't think this is a dumb decision, honestly. But this, definitely not a great decision. This, definitely not a great decision. Let me just tell you guys. There's 250 calories in this bottle of tea. Now you know I'm fat. You know what I mean? I make all kinds of stupid decisions. I've got a little bit more will maybe than your average fuck because I'm not as fat as I could be, for sure. And a lot of that is active effort. But I still can't help but drink a bunch of calories, and that's stupid. Rots your teeth and gets you fat. And I don't know why I do it other than just the simple pleasure that I've allowed myself to become addicted to. But like that self-awareness for a lot of people is super charming, and I think that that's honestly my most defensible characteristic. Yeah, sugar is the worst thing in that drink. Oh, 100%. If it was just unsweet tea, honestly, I could brush my teeth every day and fucking drink it in moderation, I'd be fine. Or if it was like lightly sweetened. Or there's a few natural sweeteners that are less calorically dense than sugar, right? Like stevia, right? As far as I know, 0-calorie sweetener or very low-calorie sweetener. Hi! You can bring him down here if you want. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm talking to my partner. Don't brush your teeth. Why would I not brush my teeth? I do need to brush my teeth, honestly. Not right this second, but I need to keep up on it more than I do. I don't know. Like for me, it's very easy to be self-aware because there's a lot of shit that I think like, yeah, is that unhealthy? Yes. Should people judge me for it? No. Because they're doing the same fucking type of shit. Every human being I've ever met has some bad habits. So it's just like a hypocritical thing to judge other people for that. I mean, it's one thing if it starts to inconvenience your life, like if somebody is like chronically bad about not brushing their teeth to the point where their breath stinks and anytime you're around them, it's like hard to be around them. That's a problem, right? And I mean, for their health and your health, best to fucking address that. But I'm not that bad, and most people aren't that bad. Most people's bad habits don't really inconvenience other people that much. It's like the people in here that complain about me smoking. It's like, y'all can fucking scroll up. I literally can't have you chained to this content, God bless you with blessings. Well, thank you. Just don't feel like they're mature enough yet? Who? How do you feel about hormones in kids? I personally don't care for adults to do that, but I do see a problem giving them to anyone under the age of 18 or even 20. I don't feel like they're mature enough yet. Well, I will tell you this much. The studies that have been done on the matter seem to indicate that you get the best outcomes with allowing people to go through puberty blockers and then receive hormones starting around age 16. That's what the science indicates right now. Now, there have been a couple of studies here and there that have kind of contradicted that, but it's compared to a broad plethora of studies that seem to recommend it, seem to show better outcomes with that sort of treatment plan. I believe it's called the Dutch solution or something like that, or I don't remember what it's called, Dutch something. But I was reading about it the other day because people are constantly asking me about this. People are constantly asking me about this topic, and I really, because I didn't start hormones until I was 21, I didn't have to think about it that much. It wasn't an issue that came up at my time, so for me, it's kind of hard to know, because I kind of just back then accepted that I would have to wait until I was at least 18 to start hormones. So I don't know. Like I could explain to you if you want some of the reasons why a lot of the medical community seems to recommend this sort of treatment path as far as like why the outcomes are better if you want. We can maybe talk about some of the risk factors. I'm not a medical professional though, so don't take anything I'm saying as medical advice. Disclaimer, I am not a fucking medical professional. I am a dumbass online that happens to know how to read. Thank you, I like it. It might show better outcomes, but it's a big change in a person's life and hard to go back and change it if they change their minds later. Well, that's why puberty blockers, I think, is a good idea, right? Because it's not that hard to go back and change it. There are some permanent changes, but they're mostly things that can be worked around because once your hormones get back to normal, right? Once your hormones start to kick in like normal and everything starts flowing again, then at some point you don't have to be on the hormones anymore. Your body naturally takes over. And yeah, you might, like if you were assigned male at birth, you might have slightly worse bone bone density than a comparable male. Or if you're AFAB, you might have, I don't know. I really don't know what the change in hormonal profile would lead to for AFAB people, because most of the reading that I've done about trans science has been about AMAB people, because, obviously. So I won't speak to that, but I don't think it's so risky that we need to put it off the table. Gay! Now pay me. I said the thing you wanted me to say. Now pay me. Hit that super chat. Gay Gabe Newell. I wish I was Gabe Newell, bro. Gabriella Newell. I would be Gabriella Newell in a fucking second, bro. Because you know what? I would have millions of dollars. I would have the best transition team on the entire planet. I would look beautiful. None of you bitches would know that I was trans. I'd get all the fucking vocal surgeries done and be able to sing still, bro. Because money buys you anything, bro. Like, if it's a physical barrier, money buys your way through that shit. If you are a man and become a woman and you do estrogen treatment and you change your mind and want to go back, that's so risky. No. It's not hard to go back, honestly. No, it really is not. There are some changes that are permanent that you would have to reverse with surgery, like breast growth. Like, you're not going to lose breast growth even if you do workouts, right? Because it's a type of tissue that's not affected by that. But you could have gynecomastia surgery and remove that excess breast tissue. And as far as like other changes, like, honestly, someone that's assigned male at birth is always going to, by default, have a deeper voice pattern than someone who's assigned female at birth.
The camera hasn't turned around yet.
My partner just came out, so I'm going to turn the camera around so that way I can sit with my partner and my baby.
I want to show you something.
Okie dokie.
I took a picture. Look.
Aww. Oh my goodness, he's sitting up all by himself.
He didn't seem like he wanted to lay down, so I put him up in a sitting up position.
That's so cool. That's so dope.
Hi, motherfuckers.
Oh no, it's a straight couple? We're not straight. We're both trans.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. What?
They said, oh no, it's...
As I know, you're a woman. I'm gender queer, which means I'm not a woman or a man, or I'm both, or I'm neither, or I'm in the middle. So it's not straight. It is very gay.
No! The whole tower. I went to adjust my phone, the whole tower fell. Yeah, no, it's not a straight relationship. But also, why is my phone not wanting to stay on here now? There we go. Now y'all can look at the chickens while we talk. Oh, god damn it. Turn that fucking green screen off, bitches. God damn it. Fucking phone is so slow. But yeah, it's not a straight relationship. You're just being transphobic. And if I didn't know any better, I would say that's a Nazi symbol in your profile picture. It does look like some kind of altered version of the Black Sun. At least it was on soft ground.
Here.
I think you have a lot of interesting things to say. You're very reflected. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I try to be. But also, that's kind of the nature of these streams. You kind of have to keep talking and keep things interesting. And I do multiple kinds of streams. I don't do desktop streams much anymore because I don't have a very good audio setup inside. I honestly sound way better out here on my phone than I do inside on the desktop. But on these streams, I basically just talk to the chat. And sometimes my partner comes down and we talk together. And my mom was on stream the other day, and that was really fucking cool because, I think I get a lot of my talkative nature from her, a lot of my reflective nature that you just kind of touched on. I think I get a lot of it from her. So
And see, I feel like because I don't like to talk about politics and stuff too much, coming on her streams is like, the one time I can talk about it.
Right.
You better not rain.
Would you make an OnlyFans?
Who, me or you?
Us, I think. Maybe? Me? Or wait, who are you asking, Jerome? My profile pic is Jewish woman's footprints walking in a circle. Is that true? Man, I think they, it's not my place to tell other marginalized people how they should or should not express themselves. But man, it does seem strange.
How'd we meet each other, babe? We met at a hotel in
Massachusetts.
Yeah, the tax state.
But yeah, we met at, we were working at a resort hotel in North Adams, Massachusetts, and I was a housekeeper. She was a waitress, and they would ask me a lot of times to open doors for them, and sometimes I would, and sometimes it was just always really fun. We had a really good rapport, and then there was a pool party, and me and him really hit it off, and then they were like, we should hang out more, and I was like, cool. And then she was like, well, I have this partner, but they let me fuck other people, and it was a whole fucking thing. But now we're together, and they're not together, and we're in a weird kind of polycule with, like, they have another partner, and it's a really cool fucking dynamic. But
okay, I'm not a kid, I promise. I'm 20 and I have a kid. I just turned 20 in May.
Oh my god, yeah, no, they do sound like a kid, though. You're right.
I will admit, I know I sound like a kid, but I promise I'm 20 years old. I promise I am 20. I just turned 20 on the 18th of May, so yeah. I promise I'm 20.
I've been pretty excited about it because it means they've only got 11 months until you're 21.
Yeah. And of course
degeneracy. Oh man. Oh, how dare we? How dare we be degenerate? You know what? Degenerate was just Adolf Hitler's word for cool people. So I'll take that as a compliment. So your girl is not only yours, I get it. I mean, kind of, in a sense, I guess, yeah. I'm into cuckoldry fetish. Ain't no shame in my game. Where are your parents, kid? Don't call me a kid, bitch. I'm fucking 27 years old. Well, actually, I'm 26. I'll be 27 in a few months, but still.
Oh my god.
Man, you got nothing but judgment perspective. Literally nothing but judgment. Go the fuck on. Ain't nobody got you chained to this content. Do you believe trans men should compete in women's sport? I believe you mean trans women, because trans men oftentimes end up competing in women's sports because they were assigned female at birth. But yeah, honestly, my answer to this for a while has been co-ed leagues. Number one, I don't even think we need co-ed leagues, but I think that if we're going to find a compromise solution, that's the one. Have a men's league, a women's league, and a co-ed league. Sorry if my exact wording is off there, but I think you understand. Yeah, I think I got what you meant. Oh, what's up, Jake? Yeah, I remember you from a few streams ago. Yeah. How you can open your heart to somebody who can pick one. No hate, just maybe sounds hate, but I don't hate.
What?
Yeah, that is kind of a little bit of word soup, but I think I get what they're trying to say. Listen, I am the chat whisperer, so I think what he's asking is how can you love more than one person? So that maybe is a question for you.
Okay. Well, I guess it was more kind of a it was more when I started to find out that I liked girls and guys, and that I wasn't everybody. You know what I mean? I was bisexual, pan, whatever. But at the time, I was figuring out that I didn't just like men.
So is it you want affection from both, and you feel like you've got enough to go around?
Yes. Basically, when I got with Phoebe, we stayed together for a while, but we kind of both know, me and Phoebe both know that there was a little more that a part of me needed, so I got another partner, and I just want to, I love them and I know they both love me, and it's just kind of about the being able, I don't know, I just love more than one person.
How much money to share your girl? That would be prostitution, my friend. And that is illegal. Super base take on sports, honestly. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I mean to ask, how can... By the way, I'm a she, not a he. I know my voice can be deceptive. But anyway, how can they be happy if their partner has more partners? Because I mean, I know this sounds like degenerate and gross to some people. But I really, like I said, I ain't got no shame in my game. I'm kind of into cuckoldry fetish. I find that word incredibly difficult to pronounce. God damn it, man. Every fucking 5 seconds, my phone is falling off this fucking thing. It didn't fall off the other one because, for some reason, I don't know why. But we're going to change how we're doing this because this will work better. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so, yeah. But also, because I don't have, like, I'm into quite a few kinks, but I don't really have that high a sex drive, which sounds maybe contradictory to some people, but it's just how I am. And so, you know, it's fun for me to imagine them with somebody else. It's fun for me to watch them with somebody else. And I still get to maintain all of the beauty and wonder of having a family with them. Because they don't, like, their other partner doesn't live with us, you know? And it's like, right now it's a long distance relationship. I mean, they met in real life and, you know, but then he moved away and, you know, so now they don't get to hang out that much. So it doesn't really, like, get in the way of anything, I guess. And for me, it's just kind of fun to, it's like a thrill thing. It's sexual thrill for me.
And for me, it's more of a love thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, there is an aspect of love for it for me, like love to it for me too. Man, that was a hard sentence to say, because man, this is going to be so revelatory. I can be pretty distant, and I can be kind of like emotionally unavailable sometimes, and my partner is an incredibly loving person. A person that's, like, you know, more manic than they are still. And it does my heart good knowing that they've got multiple outlets for that. Does that make sense? I can't tell how many people are watching. 94, okay. I don't agree with the open relationship thing myself, but if all persons involved are consenting, then I'm all for it. Yeah, we all know about each other.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, dead ass. Like, me and my
and
boyfriend.
From the outset too.
Yeah, me and my boyfriend. It all started with basically a 3-hour conversation, and my girl Phoebe was out here streaming, I think, ironically, that night, and she came in the house, and I looked at her and I was like, "Hey, you know that guy that I've been talking to from work?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, we just talked for 3 hours tonight, and something might happen. I don't know what yet, but something's going to happen." And at the time, I was still pregnant with my son. So my boyfriend knew I was pregnant and knew that I was with the person that got me pregnant. So everybody knew about each other.
No, we're not smoking. We have the camera turned around because we've got our baby out here, and the rule: I do not show my children on my content. I don't involve them overly. I'm willing to talk pretty fucking open details about my relationship because it doesn't really matter, you know? It's not like it's fucking personally identifying in some way, you know? But it's something that's interesting to a lot of people, you know? It's something that people want to ask questions about, and it's something I'm happy to answer about. Please don't smoke with your kids. I would never do that. We don't smoke in the house, and I don't smoke within, like, I don't smoke within, like, 20 feet of them, so. Do you think trans women should be allowed in women's washrooms? Yeah. Yeah, trans people are way more likely to be assaulted in a bathroom than we are to assault someone in a bathroom. Like, the exact risk you're afraid of actually works the exact opposite way. Glitch Dash, what's up? Glitch Dash is still a member. I love Glitch Dash. Glitch Dash is the coolest person in the whole world. No, that's not true. But they're in the top 10 for sure. I'm sorry. I remembered Bernie Sanders and my friend Frey and my partner and my baby and everybody else in my immediate family. So there's definitely like a top 10. But Glitch is probably in the top 20 at least. W rule on smoking away from your kid. I think that's just obvious.
That one.
You said you have them with you now and you puffin', bro. I'm not puffin'.
She's not smoking. She literally just said that, dude.
Yeah.
Listen.
What the fuck are you on,
open your
bro?
goddamn ears.
So you want to be a man but still use women's rooms? No, trans men usually use men's restrooms because trans men tend to pass better than trans women. Because it's like...
Hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta respond to one of something. How would most people know?
If that person is really trans or no?
Well, how would you know? Like, that's what I don't get. How would you know?
If they look trans, they're probably trans. Like, why would you fake fucking being trans to go into a women's restroom to pee? Like, this idea that there's some epidemic of fake trans people dressing like women to invade women's spaces and women's bathrooms to assault them is a complete fucking fiction cooked up by the right wing specifically to demonize trans people. It's not real. We are way more likely to be victims of assault than we are to commit it.
And I don't know what smoke you're fucking talking about that's going into the camera, bro. You're fucking...
Yeah, I don't know what fucking smoke you're fucking... I feel like the only smoke in this conversation is whatever you're puffing, bro.
Yes, I agree. Some women look very masculine.
Yeah.
My mom's one of them, and so is her mom. I will agree. Her mom's the same way. And especially with somebody like me and my mom, we have a higher testosterone count in our bloodstream or whatever, in our hormone imbalance. So that's why both of our voices sound very deep too. So that doesn't help anything.
I just blocked that dude that keeps on spamming about fucking the invisible smoke that nobody else sees because nobody else is even fucking talking about it. He's the only moron that's hung up on this fucking smoking thing, and they were fucking screaming about come find Jesus and shit. So fuck off. Stop being a fucking non-participant. Stop being a fucking speed bump in an otherwise interesting conversation. Jesus Christ. I'd put it on a dress to use the restroom quicker. Well, you say you would, but unless you have, I don't think you would. You know?
What, judging on what? Wait, what?
Oh, no, no, he's asking about somebody in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's asking about somebody in the chat.
No, we're not religious. I know this one's atheist. I'm technically religious if you want to count paganism as a religion, because I am a witch. But technically, I don't consider myself religious unless you want to consider that religion.
I'm a soft atheist too. Like, I'm an atheist in the sense that I don't believe in the modern King James version of the biblical God, but I think that there definitely could be something we would term a God out there. I don't know. I'm a crazy hippie, dude. I'll just be honest with you guys. I have all kinds of weird spiritual beliefs that don't exactly mesh together, and you know, my worldview when it comes to like things people would consider spiritual is probably pretty mishmashy. So this is a simulation. I tend to agree. You know, I tend to agree.
I also tend to agree because, you know, if you think about it, we're basically in a simulation like the game BitLife or some shit, or one of those family fucking games.
Because like The Sims or something?
Yeah, because if you fucking think about it, right? You know, people get together, they have kids, they get married, they have their own houses and shit, right? And if you think about it, we're basically just doing what people in BitLife and, you know, any other kind of family simulation game, like, that is doing, basically.
Yeah. I mean, now people would say, well, those games are based off of life, obviously. And yeah, I agree. But the fact that we can make those simulations is, in my mind, it makes you wonder, right? Because if we have reached a level of, like if we've reached a level of complexity, I've got it scrolled up so I can respond to a specific comment. But if we can reach a level of complexity that's high enough to where we can make an effective simulation that is actually that is like capable of replicating a complex civilization, which we are getting closer and closer to every year, then what makes us so certain that what we're in is actually real, right? Because the simulation gets to a certain point of complexity, it's going to be indiscernible from reality, in my opinion, and that is basically the line of questioning that made me think, well, maybe we are in a fucking simulation. Because honestly, like, how would we fucking know? But it is an unfalsifiable hypothesis. I think I choose to believe in it because I think it's an interesting way to look at life, but it doesn't really change much, right? Because number one, it's unfalsifiable. And number two, we don't have any way to interface with the computer that runs the simulation. Clearly, you know? And I want to respond to Tyler. The word with Tyler. Phoebe, I hope you know that that was a poor representation of the love of Jesus. I apologize on behalf. Well, thank you, Tyler, for apologizing on their behalf. I do appreciate that because I think that that is a symbol of goodwill in the current climate. I think that we need more Christians like you that are willing to say, hey, that's not us. We don't, we don't claim that guy, because that ultimately is the best way to avert the current crisis of bigotry that I think is so prevalent in certain parts of the Christian church. Not every part, but it's something that's becoming more and more common.
Witch, like, what do you mean witch like a furry? No, I mean a witch, like in the Salem trials, the woman that got burned.
Or like a wise woman, or like a, like, damn it.
But no, not a witch like a furry, you dumbass. I mean, like, a witch like fucking...
What even association do furries and witches have?
Yeah, what the fuck? That's what I'm wondering.
Many people believe that we, in fact, already died, that this is actually hell, which would explain why everything sucks so bad and that God won't talk to us because this is eternal separation. Yeah, that's called, there's actually a clinical diagnosis for that, Cotard delusion. People that believe that they have genuinely died and they are in hell or some form of purgatory, and that's why. But, like, what is the difference between having Cotard delusion and believing in what Glitch just said as a philosophy,
And not a simulation, just life and death in life.
Not a simulation, just life and death. Why would we create a simulation in a simulation?
Because if you watch certain simulation movies, they create simulations in a simulation. Like, it just, if you really think about it, a lot of shit that we have is sort of man-made. Like COVID, it did kill a lot of people. I won't say that it didn't, right?
Right.
But it was man-made.
We don't know that.
I would still believe it was a man-made sickness because COVID didn't show up until Trump got into office, and I think that's a little fucking weird.
No, what? But it fucking showed up in China, though, which is a country that we were bellicose with at the time. Not only that, but, I think if anything, it was an offshoot of some research specimens. There's this like bioweapons lab in Wuhan where the thing emerged. And I think that there's a good chance that something, because they were researching coronaviruses, I think there's a good chance that something jumped out of that facility and ended up getting on a bat or something. And then that got eaten by a human, and then, we got COVID-19. I don't necessarily think that it was like man-made in the sense that somebody actively meant to develop it as a weapon and deployed it on the people.
And no, we're not going to show you the witch because the witch currently has our son.
Yeah, we can't do that. I don't want to come off as like I'm pushing my beliefs, but this is just what I believe. The Bible says that God put eternity on our hearts. I think it's so cool. What does that mean, though? He put eternity on our hearts? What does that mean? We did not create it. We're just participating in it. Yeah. As far as the base simulation that we're in goes, yeah, we didn't create it, and we really don't have any authority over it. We can work within its rules and bounds, but we don't we don't control this shit. And the fact that we've created simulations that in themselves have simulations, which we have, you know, like think about it. There are like in The Sims, right? There are simulations within simulations in The Sims, right? Because The Sims itself is a simulation of real life, and in there are simulations of restaurants and computers and all this other stuff. If you play a computer game through your sim in The Sims, you are playing a simulation in a simulation. And if our beliefs are true, you're playing a simulation in a simulation in a simulation. That might be in a cascading, it might be simulation way down, you know?
What you looking at?
Who created the sun then? I don't think the sun needs a creator. Like, here's the thing. The Big Bang postulates a pretty good theory as to how matter came into such widespread existence in the universe and why the universe is continuing to expand and all that. And I think that created the sun. Did y'all just watch Inception or something? Good guess, but no, actually. I've never seen Inception, but I have heard the memes. No. I think we're just stoners, right?
Yeah.
And we just think about this kind of shit. So, like, the fact that you guys are curious about what is next, that's a fruit of God putting eternity on our hearts. For example, goose and ducks don't think about eternity like we do. Well, Tyler, here's the thing. This is why I like conversations with people like you. Is that God, or could that just be the natural human propensity to wonder, right? Could that just be the natural human propensity? Because, like, human beings, as far as we know, are some of the only animals capable of acknowledging their own demise.
Alright, babe, can you grab him? I'm gonna have a cigarette. Some of these people in this chat are just being too dumb for my brain.
Yeah, I can certainly hold him.
Listen, Glitch Dash and Tyler, I like you two because you keep the conversation going. But, like, everybody else, y'all are making my brain hurt. Except the mods. The mods, like I said, and Tyler, y'all are keeping the conversation good. But everyone else is making my brain hurt. I'll be back.
Alrighty. Well, me and baby will be safe right here. Okay. Ooh, I like that thought. That's deep. I don't know how deep it is, but I definitely like that thought too, you know? The idea that maybe we just have maybe we do that because we can think about death, right? Geese and ducks don't think about that because as far as we can tell, they don't think about their death. They don't even recognize when they're already dead, you know? Like, a human being at a certain point will realize, I'm dying. I've got maybe 5 or 10 minutes left and I'm going to be gone, right? Not every time, but like a human being with a critical injury that they know they're going to die from sometimes has 5 or 10 minutes where they know they're like, oh my God, I'm dying. But most animals will keep fighting right on through that. You ever tried to kill a mouse or a rat? Dude, they'll keep fucking fighting with holes in their lungs and shit. You know? Keeping on as if there's any fucking chance for them. Whereas a human being with injuries like that would just lay there and die, you know? And the reason why we lay there and die is because we know at a certain point that there's no use. And we have the capacity to think of the fact that there's no use. That is a huge delineating factor, in my opinion, between true sentience in the sense of self-awareness and mild sentience in the form of emotional awareness. How the fuck you know ducks don't contemplate reality? Well, here's the thing. I think they do contemplate reality. I don't think that they know that they're gonna die at some point. I don't think that they contemplate death, right? And the reason I don't think ducks contemplate death is because if you knock a fucking duck in the head, like you're trying to, knock it out to go, prepare it for Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, and you don't hit it hard enough, that duck, especially if you score it on the head somewhere where it still lives and it's mad or whatever, it'll try to flog you or it'll run away and fucking try to escape and shit. Whereas a human with an injury like that might still try to get away, but it's going to go find a place to die. That duck will keep trying to live, And to me, that seems like a pretty striking difference between us and a lot of the animals that we see around us. Right, it's the thing, and here's what most Christians won't say. I do not know. Well, I love Christians like you, Tyler, because, one of the other people on here that's a mod, Gemma, she said the same kind of thing. Like, I don't know that there's a God, but yeah, I choose to believe in one. That's what she says, and I I really respect you guys quite a bit, because in my opinion, you guys are being the most honest out of any of the Christian identities. You guys are acknowledging that ultimately you can't know for sure. It's a matter of faith, right? Instinctually, they do, of course, but not thoughtfully. This is my guess, at least. Like, they don't have verbiage, maybe. Well, I think there's all kinds of things that don't have words that still show an awareness of death. Like, for example, I think dogs may be way more sentient than we give them credit for. Um, I think dogs actually do have some awareness of death, because a dog will get to the point where they just give up on life and they just die, you know. And a dog that keeps wanting to fight will keep fighting till the very end, until they get to that point where, they have that moment where they're like, it's okay. And, like, so I think dogs have an awareness of death. I think cats may have, but cats strike me as not actually having that much awareness of it either. But I think dogs definitely have an awareness of death. And I think it's something that they picked up from us. I don't think wolves have an awareness of death. I think the dogs specifically do. And I think it's something that they picked up from us. About the mouse, I saw a video with a Delta operator saying that he had shot people in war and they had kept fighting for 5 minutes after heart or lungs were shot out because they knew they wouldn't live. And they want to fight you because you killed them. Yeah, I do think that in a situation like that, the rage and shit could induce what I think is an otherwise natural human tendency to um, admit defeat, I guess, at a certain point. But yeah, I think there's plenty of situations that can cause that kind of thing too. Um, so I don't think it's a universal experience. Other than that, what do you do in your free time? Oh, I do all kinds of stuff in my free time. So I take care of my son. I'm actually holding him right now. That's the reason I don't have the camera turned around, because he's very cute, but I don't want to make him a prop in my content or anything. I take care of the chickens that you see there, and the rabbits that you don't see that are next to me, and the chickens and the little brooders, and the other chickens. And we have a cow and like 3 goats, and I take care of them. I occasionally play a video game. I do a lot of cooking these days. I do a lot of cooking, and I do pretty complicated recipes, so sometimes it'll take me like 3 hours to make dinner, but at the end of it, you get the most delicious mashed potatoes you've ever had, the yummiest fucking meatloaf you've ever had, and, you know, I do a lot of, like, housework and that kind of thing. And then I usually spend a little time just in conversation with the people in my household. Yeah, I believe that Too Good take, especially with radical people. Do what? What, Larry? I'm confused. Dogs and other animals also exhibit stereotypical behaviors associated with their imminent death, like hiding away. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I believe that too, comma, space. Good take, especially with radical people. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that if you are radicalized and really fucking fervent about the things that you believe in, and you're already fucking amped up when you get shot or something like that, I think that adrenaline response can keep you fucking going for hours, probably. Okay, you're drooling a lot, so I think you must need more of your bottle. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. You want your bottle? You want your bottle? Do you want your lunch?
You can't eat your lunch in your hand. It doesn't work like that. You can eat one or the other. Why'd you let it slip out?
I love just a good conversation. Well, that's why you guys should subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that like button, because it really does help. And that's what we're trying to do here ultimately. And that's the best reason that you should, to show support for what we're trying to do here, which is foster a place where people can have good conversations. Like the first hour was kind of rough, but now we're sitting at 72 people. There's a good conversation going. There's lots of positive back and forth from me in the chat. Lots of people trying to add to the conversation instead of just distract from it and stuff. And, I think it's wonderful. How old is your son? I don't like to share information like that. Suffice it to say, he's a baby.
Hey, what's that? Stop it. That was my glasses. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, huh? Silly baby.
Anyway, I will pimp the likes again, though. So make sure you hit that like button. Every single time you do, it's another chance for the stream to get even more interesting and engaging by virtue of the chat becoming more participatory as people find this channel. And that's the best way that you can help that out. YouTube really does respond to that kind of engagement. And remember, anything you want to ask about in the news or about me that you've heard me talk about before or whatever, please feel free to ask it, because that's how we do these, No worries. Hope all is going well with him. Oh yeah, he's wonderful. He's doing amazing. We are sitting together right now. That's why I haven't been smoking. That's why I've had the camera turned around. Well, part of pride is I'm a she, and the sexual part. I don't know your terms or what you prefer going by. I'm pretty old school, man. I do like that you take care of your care and the people around you. I try to. I try my best. I'm not the best at it always. I'm not the best at anything always, but I try. I genuinely do. I'm always there when they need me in whatever ways that I can be. Huh? Hey, buddy. Would you bring me a burp cloth?
Stop wiping it all over me. Silly baby.
Happy spitter, but he is a spitter.
You're wiping it all over me. It feels gross. It feels gross. Leave it to a boy to be all gross.
I'm not a boy, no. I'm just a woman with a deep voice. I'm sure you've met a million like me in your life. Do you have any questions about God as it relates to Christianity? I'd love to try and answer. Well, you have to understand, Tyler, I was raised in Christianity. I was raised in the Pentecostal religion. So for me, a lot of the questions that I've had about God have been answered by preachers and stuff like that. And, so it's hard for me to imagine like what I would ask in terms of like, you're going to teach me something new. But I would probably be able to come up with some questions that at least see where you stand on a few things, At least tell me like, oh, that's your opinion on this, that, or the other thing.
I'm about to grab a goddamn shovel and pick up all this shit over here because I can't deal with fucking snow.
I would love it if you did. Because I have been hurting too much to get it. But I've been meaning to do it for days.
Well, If it gets cooler, I'll do it some point later so that I'm not fucking...
Well, yeah. Yeah, don't do it right now. It'd be hot. But honestly, under that brooder, it wouldn't get that hot later on in the day, because it's all shaded and everything. But yeah. If you want to, oh man, we could keep him in a stroller and we could do some stuff out here later.
Yeah, I want to do it when it's cooler, because that little man's like me and I'm gonna die. Is he getting warm? How does he feel? He's getting a little warm, but that's okay. We'll bring him inside in a minute.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah. Well, your bath is right here.
I tried to give it to him, and he was like, no. For no.
Okay.
Can we see your son? Wait, what's wrong?
No, it's a little finish my cigarette.
Oh, you're fine. You just said, the way you said okay made me wonder if something was wrong, I guess.
No, you cannot see your son. We're not exploding.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
We're not going to exploit our cute little baby for
Look, I won't
abuse.
even post him on Facebook.
Yeah, no matter how cute he is. And you guys would love him if we could show him to you, but no. Until he can ask specifically to be in my content, he's not going to be featured. I mean, maybe if we do a channel about the farm, we might occasionally. I don't even know, though. I don't know. Because I know that channel will inevitably be connected to this channel in some tangential way. And I talk about politics and sensitive subjects over here that people get real passionate about. And some people take it to a fucking weird degree, dude. Some people take it to a weird place. They want to, quote, go IRL with it, unquote. And, it really ain't that deep to me. It really ain't that deep. Like, yeah, we might have a disagreement about trans people today, but we can fucking smoke a blunt tomorrow, as far as I am concerned. But some people ain't like that, Well, if it's a baby, how will it ask you? How will he ask me? Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying I'm not going to show him until he's old enough to, So, like, 10, 12 maybe?
Where are you going? You're kicking your little legs like you're going to run a marathon. You going to run? You going to run, go places?
We need more people like you who are okay with disagreement. Oh, 100%. I thrive on disagreement, bro. I utterly thrive on disagreement because I like the challenge of talking to someone who massively disagrees with my ideas and getting them to agree with aspects of my line of thinking, right? I love that little cat and mouse game between two people who disagree. I'm addicted to it. And I think it's a pretty positive addiction because I'm able to go through those conversations without getting all angry. I give people the same energy they give me. So if you come in all fucking hot to trot and all bothered and everything, then I can definitely throw that energy back. But if you come in, peaceful and like readable and shit, then
Okay, hold on.
all people will disagree on something, but you, my friend, I agree with that statement. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got something that they disagree with everybody else on the planet. We're all individuals, no matter how much our societies may try to make us seem like we're the same person, no matter how much our societies try and make us feel like we are separate, or I'm sorry, no matter how much our societies try and make us feel like we are all like one. Oh, geez. One second. I wonder if he's not getting anything out of this. Sorry, y'all. Trying to feed him and read chat at the same time, and it's not working out. But yeah, I mean, we're all individuals, no matter how much our societies try to homogenize us. And so we all, can find disagreement with one another. But ultimately, I think most working class people have more to agree upon and more to find in common with one another than they have to disagree on. And that's just the truth of it. Like, you have more in common with your trans neighbor than you do with the rich oligarch that owns your housing development. What's wrong? Oh. Do you need a burp? Okay. God, I love it when you start talking that union talk. Me? Did I? What did I say? I hope these tariffs end soon so I can finally re-up on bath salts. Shout out to my boy Rudy Eugene. We barely knew you. Yeah, dude. Rip Rudy. Yeah, media makes it this big thing like, oh, you have to agree with this, otherwise you are insert Rudy name calling. Like, why can't we just love people first and accept people share ideas? I tend to agree. And, the sad fact of it is that there are a lot of people right now in society that are trying to get in the way of that are actively trying to make that process harder. And, Jesus. And, it sucks. It sucks that there are people that are trying to make that actively harder. It sucks that there are people that are, because I think it's it's a self-perpetuating system where you've got people on one side that are just being hateful for what is ultimately no reason, and then people on the other side that are super hateful back, and that never give any room for understanding and shit. And then you've got people on the other side that get even worse because of the vitriol that they're getting in response to their original vitriol, and it just goes back and forth endlessly. DoorDash drivers should start a collective bargaining alliance. Oh, I 100% agree. Maybe that's what it should be called. The DoorDashers Collective Bargaining Alliance. The DCBA. But yeah, I think that would be a great idea. By the way, there's 33 people in here. It would be awesome if we could have the same number of likes that we do viewers, and I bet that we could get there with concerted effort from you 33 people. But yeah, that would be super cool. Also, if you're trying to get a question out, or if you want to say something, or and make sure that I read it, or if you just want to support the channel and thank me for the environment that we've tried to foster here, consider sending a super chat. because ultimately it just goes back into what you're seeing here, the farm and the channel, etc., etc. Gig workers need a trade guild to protect their rights. Oh, 100 fucking percent. DoorDash drivers are some of the most fucked over gig workers in the economy because it's so unlikely for them to get cash tips, number one. It's so unlikely for them to, it's so hard to get raises effectively as a DoorDasher. Um, there's a limit to how much you can make with DoorDash and how much of that, the fee or whatever you can be assigned or given, paid, however you want to call it. And DoorDash fucking charges out the ass on top of what these restaurants charge. So there'll be if there's an item at your local restaurant that it costs like $3, it'll cost fucking $4.50 on DoorDash. Okay, I will be right back. I gotta bring him inside because he is getting upset. Ow, 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 ow. God, I'm in so much pain. I feel like I got hit by a fucking truck. I had to walk down here very gingerly. Oh man, I don't know if it's the way I was sitting or what. Ow! God, my fucking feet hurt even worse than they did Oh, God damn. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, I love the combo. Anyway, I gotta get going, but have a good talk, Phoebe. You're more than you know. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. New Piers Morgan just dropped with John Mearsheimer. Do you like either of those people? No. No, not a fan of Piers Morgan. And I don't even know who the other guy is. No, I fucking dia. Man, that whole stream went through and we didn't even end up talking shit in the fucking headline. Bro, it just goes to show you I'm more interesting than anything going on in the fucking news. I gotta be. If I wasn't, why the fuck do I fucking get so many viewers just on the basis of the fucking the sheer appearance of me? You know, it's almost refreshing. It's kind of like, you know, endearing to my vanity on the one hand, but on the other hand, it really does make me wonder, like, do people care about this shit as much as they pretend to? They must not, right? Because, like, I'll put all kinds of shit that's in the news in my titles, and some people will ask about it, but for the most part, people treat it like very much like an afterthought. It just makes me wonder, you know? It's like, what ultimately is the point behind all of this overpopulation and overrepresentation of news? Well, I know what the point is, but why do we put up with it if we all care about it actually so little? Is it just that the news hounds that do exist are fucking addicted to it? Is it just that the people who are interested in the news and shit get really into it? Spread it around with all the other dorks interested in news? Like, what is it? Man, that bug spray I used did work. I'll tell you that much. That shit worked good. Dead chat, dead chat. Everybody's got a dead chat, dead chat. I'm almost out of iced coffee. I need to buy me some more coffee when I get my disbursement. Well, I believe that we can still fucking squeeze some life out of this stream, so I'm gonna try and move us up to my up to the outbuilding. We'll see how this goes. Maybe if I don't step on anything wrong, I can make it up there okay. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, want it turned black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness grows. I see a line of cars, and they're all painted black. Both flowers and my love both never to come back. This is painful. To walk so gingerly. Oh. The truth is, most of us Americans are uneducated and apathetic. We have plastic in our brains and our water is fluoridated. As long as we can watch our stories and eat yummy food, we don't care about anything really. I mean, I don't think fluoride in the water, like that's been shown to have like positive effects on the dental health of the public. And, huh? Oh, okay.
She wanted to hold them, and I was like, I don't want you to hurt yourself, so I'll let you sit down so I can put them on your lap.
Right on, right on. I'm going to the office trailer. Shit, I don't know where the knob is though. Do you know?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
You know, I like things like this. I like being able to help them out.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love you. It's actually not too bad hot in here. That's good. That's good. That's good. Leave that sitting there for a second. Ooh, the power flickered. Might just be that bulb though. Alright, going. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. My dad's from Blytheville, Arkansas. Are you near there at all? Oh shit. I've been through the town your dad is from. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm super near there anymore, but yeah, I've been through there a bunch of times. It's on I-55, and anytime I had to go from where I used to live in southeast Missouri down to Jackson, Mississippi to see one of my exes, um I would use I-55, and I would go through Blytheville every time. So yeah, and right now where I live is not too overly far from Blytheville. Hey, what up, Book Blaze? What's up? What's up? But yeah, I mean, there's fluoride in the water, but I don't really think that's a problem. As far as I know, that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, there's microplastics on our brain. There's fucking programming in our brains from all the mass media and marketing that goes on in this country. We definitely have our problems. The rain is finally here. Yay! I'm glad the rain is here though, because that means that the it means that this trailer will cool down. My father and uncles grew up in farm country without fluoridated water. Kind of rough looking teeth for all but one of his adult teeth. Or for all of his adult life. Looks like the trolls scurried back under their rocks. Yeah, they usually do. About an hour and 45 minutes in, usually it's kind of hard to find the trolls. It sounds like you may have a touch of the emphysema. I hope not. I fucking hope not. I hope I'm just, I don't know. I do abuse my voice pretty bad. And my lungs. I do abuse them pretty bad, I grant you. But I fucking sure hope I don't have the emphysema, because I'm too young to have the emphysema. I need to live. I want to live. I want to live. Damn it. So, y'all that do still remain in the chat, what do you think is going to happen as a result of this Iran-Israel thing? Israel has now struck Iran. Do you think they're going to respond in kind? Do you think they're going to fortify their defenses but not do much otherwise? Or what do you think is going to happen? Because I think that Israel has been doing enough fucked up shit in that area that they might be due for a retaliation from one of these countries. And I'm not saying that they would, that's not me saying that they've got it coming or whatever. They do. But they definitely do. Anyway, so I'm not necessarily saying that's what's going to happen or anything like that. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, they're about due for one. Because every so often they get to a certain point and they piss off enough people that they're like, all right, fuck you. We're going to war with you. They may not respond quite in kind, but there will be a defensive response and a gathering of militia. Yeah, there's 100% going to be a gathering of military strength in Iran along their western border. That's the border that they share with Israel, isn't it? Their western border. There's definitely going to be, a retaliation of at least the border zones. I don't know. I don't know if they'll retaliate, honestly. It's hard to imagine a country wanting to upset the kind of delicate balance that exists in the Middle East and wanting to start another active conflict over there after Afghanistan, right? But it's also kind of easy to imagine a country like Israel being willing to take it to that place if Iran doesn't just fold to whatever Israel's demanding. I don't even know what Israel's demanding. I think they will convince the U.S. to fight this battle for them. Oh, that's fucking guaranteed. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, that's what always happens every fucking time. Every time Israel gets into fucking shit that's bigger than its britches can hold, the U.S. is called to scoop it out. Every fucking time. Every time Israel goes outside of their natural bounds and fucking does a bunch of fucked up, heinous shit that we all fucking condemn, it becomes the U.S.'s job to go to war for them and to supply them with, the most modern versions of all our weapons and systems so that they can fight alongside us. Because, goddamn it, we just have to preserve Israel for whatever reason. I agree that they're due to be bumped off a bit. Sadly, I feel that may signal immediate pre-WW3 times. I'm sorry, but Clays, I'm of the opinion that we've been in World War III. I think that we've been in the beginning stages of World War III. Think about it. Think fucking about it. Israel and Palestine, Ukraine and Russia, now Israel and Iran. Unrest in Africa, unrest in the United States. I tell you what, call me crazy and think I'm insane. Call me crazy and judge me insane, but Eastern world, it is exploding, light it's flaring and bullets looting. You're old enough to kill, just not for voting. Well, you don't believe in war, well, what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, that you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel that fear that I'm feeling today? Well, if that button is pushed, there'll be no running away. There'll be nothing to say with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, girls. It's bound to scare you, girls. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, that you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. My blood's so mad, feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. Well, I can't trace the truth. It knows no regulation, and a handful of senators won't end segregation, and marches alone won't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, this whole fucking world is just too frustrating. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friends, that you don't believe we're on the eve. Sorry, that was itching so fucking bad, and I just couldn't say it anymore. It's distracting. Anyway, that you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Red China, and take a look around to Selma, Alabama. Well, you may live here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it'll be the same old place. The pounding of drums the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, just don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, just don't forget to say grace. And tell me over and over and over and over again, my friend, don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. No, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Hell yeah, see? Opinion about illegal immigration versus legal immigration. I mean, I'm a border abolitionist. I don't think it matters, bro. Like, I'll be completely fucking honest with you. I will oftentimes argue with people from within the context of the system we have now and advocate for compromise solutions that I think would be more kind to immigrants. But honestly, I'm an advocate for an actual open border policy, which is not what Joe Biden had, by the way. Joe Biden was deporting fucking people left and right. Joe Biden still maintained family separation. Joe Biden was not some saint to immigrants, you know? So, but I'm for an actual open border policy. Fuck borders. Fuck borders. Like, why? Why should the fact that you were born on one part of soil mean that you can't travel to another fucking part of the soil? Like, why does being born in Germany mean that you can't go to America unless you pass through a fucking rigorous process or whatever? Fuck that. Fuck that. Let people come in. Let people go out. Because I got news for you. It ain't been foreigners that have fucking killed more Americans than anybody else. It's fucking Americans, bro. Americans have killed more Americans than any other fucking nationality has killed Americans. Sorry, I get passionate about this shit because I'm super pro-immigrant. I love Mexicans. I love Hispanic people in general. And I love a lot of immigrants. I think immigrants come to America because they want to fucking work and have a good time and make a family here. And that's the same shit that I want to do, you know? We have more in common than I would have thought. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Because IPAC is purchased for, oh yeah, hell yeah. We are literally owned and controlled by Israel. And one of my mods was like, what is crack smoking? Casey was like making fun of me. But it's like, dude, it's just true. Literally, we are at fucking Israel's beck and call because our politicians are bought out from them. Dude, it would be the most revolutionary change in the Middle East if we could elect a solid slate of anti-APAC people. Oh my god, y'all, I figured out why this stream is sitting at 8 fucking viewers. It's because I guess I got mass reported or something and the age restriction is set. So that's why. So now it's not getting prioritized in the algorithm. Amen, Phoebes. I've worked service work with Turkish and Hispanic people for years. I get up in arms about immigration ignorance. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. 100%. Is it the Israeli government or the Jewish religion that you seem not fond of? Oh, it's the fucking Israeli government. I have an immense love. Like, no, please don't confuse me for an anti-Semite. I'm anti-Israeli government because I think the Israeli government does some fucked up shit. But I don't think Israel represents all of Judaism. I don't think all of Jewry is represented by Israel. You know, I don't think that it would be fair to call Jewish people to account for the crimes of Israel. That's just retarded. That'd be like calling every fucking Church of England member to call for the crimes of the Crown, you know? or like no, actually that would be more understandable. It's almost hard to come up with a metaphor that describes. But no, I love Jewish people. I just don't love Israel. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it sucks, but, it happens. Hey, I was too based. I was too based for too long, man. I was too based for too long. No! You seem level-headed. I'm a conservative-leaning person, but I'm not 100% on either side. I'd love to pick your brain about more topics. You seem like a great person to ask. Yeah, 100%. That's what this entire chat is built upon. This entire stream is built upon the idea of chat being participatory and people asking questions about the things that I might believe, which, can be indicated by conversations with me or by some of the things around me or by the things on my guitar or whatever, Lots of different ways you might be able to get a perception of what I think and what I feel and be able to ask me questions about those things or ask me questions about stuff in the news or ask me questions about just like political topics in general or anything else, Like that's the wonderful thing about these streams is it gives people the opportunity to foster a conversation with the people in chat and me and it's almost like hanging out in a big old smoke circle, in a chill ass conversation pit in the 60s with the air conditioner cranked and the joint going around, And just because I'm playing doesn't mean you can't ask me about a topic like that. That is great to hear. I don't have many people who share your views around me, and if I ever do meet someone with your views, they think I'm bad. Well, that's a result of the fucking polarization that has happened, right? And both of our sides have contributed to that, sadly. Would that either of us could claim guiltlessness for our side, but I know that lefties have definitely contributed to the polarization. I know that far-right people have definitely contributed to the polarization. It's something that we need to work on collectively as a country, and we need to fight against because it's something that the media fosters, but it's something that some people, much to my chagrin, have taken and ran with. It's something that they have gone hog wild with. And so now they're doing it. Now they're perpetuating it and making it even easier for the news to reinforce the cruel narratives about one another, But I try to fight against that sort of thing by being the kind of person that can, you can ask me anything, like if you're curious about trans people, and I'll usually be able to answer something, to the effect at least what I feel about it. And I like to be a place where people can experience a person that is one of the people that the news is always making fun of or whatever, or that their media organizations are always calling out as bad, that doesn't meet the stereotype, that's not, screaming mad and everything. But I don't know. I don't want this to sound like I feel like I'm better than those trans people, because, here's the thing. I can get mad, too, if somebody comes to me sideways. If somebody comes to me disrespectfully, I can definitely be disrespectful back to them. I've got that capacity, and I engage in that kind of thing. So I would be a hypocrite to act like I never go through that. But I try not to operate within those bounds, What is your opinion on the bathroom issue? So the statistics show that trans people are actually more likely to be assaulted in a bathroom than they are to assault people in a bathroom. Way more likely. In fact, we are some of the least likely to commit violent crime in general. Just among all groups, there are very few trans people, and there are even fewer trans criminals, especially violent crime. That's mainly a cisgender people thing. So, but when it comes to sex crimes, once again, we are more likely to be assaulted than to assault someone else. And so in my mind, it seems like kind of a phantom issue, because the truth of it is, some people are going to be made uncomfortable by using the bathroom of a trans woman, but most people are never even going to know that they did, honestly. Most people are never going to even know that they did, and eventually society will stop being so transphobic. The fact that it's gotten this far means that unless some, Hitler-esque shit happens, it's unlikely to get dragged back much further than it is, And so eventually people wouldn't be made uncomfortable with it. But honestly, as healthcare becomes more accessible, if this country ever legalizes universal healthcare, not legalizes it, but you know what I mean, implements universal healthcare, then we could see a real reduction in this issue even mattering, because a lot of people will pass, just in their everyday life. As long as they, sometimes even a passing trans woman, her voice won't exactly pass, but you don't have to talk, ever. Because who's going to call you out? Who's going to be like, hey, you're not mute, I'm of the opinion that it would be better to have single toilet bathrooms instead of large gender-focused bathrooms. Better for everyone. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think that would be a fucking fantastic solution, honestly. I would like that. As a person who hates going to public bathrooms, I think a lot of people would like that. Do it it's almost like the Buc-ee's way. I mean, it doesn't exactly work like that. They're still gendered, but every fucking stall in a Buc-ee's bathroom is its own little cubicle. Now, I think that that's a great fucking design idea, and I think it's something that could be implemented in a lot of these situations, because, especially, here's the thing. If you did something like that, it would be, I think, way easier to make the outside-facing doors of these bathrooms you would still have to have it an alcove, but imagine you've got two unisex bathroom units or whatever that have 4 individual units inside them each, and each of the hallways are super visible, and they're heavily backlit, so that if anything happens, if anything violent were to happen, and it most likely places that fucking hall, right? And so someone would see the scuffle, right? But I really think it's a non-issue, because the rates of incidents when it comes to this particular type of crime is so low. So it's almost like we're trying to write policy to prevent something that almost never happens. Almost fucking never. But yeah, I do think single-person bathrooms would be a more effective solution. I know janitors would hate it, but that would just make them need to staff more janitors. So it would help. I have to go now, but I'll definitely stay in touch with these streams. Thank you for the conversation. Well, thank you, and I appreciate it. And yeah, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I'm probably gonna go soon here too. Might play like one more song, you know. Telltales, tallest cliffs. You got a list. Get those things that are hard to miss. Like my crippled car for your weekends gone lost. Finally, said you got nowhere to be. Oh, I can't stand to hear those things about last year. Been up all night. Up all night, and I can't bear to hear those things about last year. I've been up all night, and you came well equipped with a gun on your hip and some poison on your lips. When we wake up and our makeup will be clean, like we've got somewhere to be. But I can't talk to you the way I wanted to. I've been telling lies, but I'll tell you the truth. No, I can't lie to you the way I've wanted to. I've been telling lies, but I'll tell you the truth. Baby, I'm tired. I should be leaving. You know I'm tired. I should be leaving. And rain like a rest, we'll lead you, son. The attorney's desk. Take to the streets, chant like an army, and doctor of this disease. Baby, I'm tired. I should be leaving. You know I'm tired. I should be leaving. Baby, I'm tired. I should be leaving. You know I'm tired. I should be leaving tonight. That kind of sounded cool. Nope. Can't do it. I recall time when you and I would talk a little more to each other face to face, the loving war. But I knew there'd always be an open door for me. But I know time is always just a place I always leave behind. Whatty?
My mom needs you to pick her up.
Oh? Okay. I'm sorry I didn't.
No, it's okay. My mom didn't get fired or anything. It's just her concussion is not doing too good. She's having a hard time standing. She feels like she's gonna fall.
Okay, buddy. I was about done anyway, so that works out.
I love you. I just want to let you know.
I love you too, buddy.
Well, I guess I gotta go. Anyway, it was fun. Thank you guys for hanging out. Remember, I've got memberships open, and if anybody wants to sign up for that, as soon as we have enough members, I will start doing members-only streams, and those will be I'm probably not going to do too many members-only streams, but I will definitely do members-only chats. But I'm probably only going to do like a members-only stream once or twice a month, just because until there's like a couple of hundred people on the membership, it's really not going to be it's not going to make much sense, right? Because everybody's going to be in different time zones, and a lot of people aren't going to get to see it and that kind of thing, and there might not be a lot of chat activity. So but yeah, have a good one.